Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the Real Estate Tech Guy, with another Global Real Estate School podcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining. I'm John Mayfield, the Real Estate Tech Guy for Global Real Estate School. And of course, USA Mortgage is sponsoring many of our podcasts and our YouTube videos. I'm so excited about that. I want you to know, and you've heard me on some of the other broadcasts, that USA Mortgage, I've just been impressed with them for so many reasons, but I'm happy. I'll introduce Doug, and then I'll come back and give the USA a pitch here in a moment. But Doug Hoffman's with us. He's the lead videographer for USA Mortgage, and you're probably thinking, wait a minute, Doug's supposed to be a finance guy. Well, he probably knows a lot about finance too, but we'll get into his specific role with USA Mortgage. But it's one of those things, Doug, when I say my admiration for USA Mortgage, I remember back in 2008, I've had my license since I was 18, 1978, but you know, many businesses want you to, buy our product, or, we want to sell you something. And a lot of loan officers and mortgage companies, they want to make you the loan. And I was so impressed back in 2008 when I was at a meeting, and for our listeners and viewers, if you go back to 2008, the economy was really tanking. The mortgage business was terrible. People were losing their homes. And I remembered a loan officer from USA Mortgage who was talking about back in that time frame of 2010 or 11 through all of that, but he was talking about wanting to help people whose credit had been kind of destroyed through all of that time frame. And he was working with people that really couldn't get a home loan next month or next week. It may be 6 months, it could be a year, 2 years, but USA Mortgage had a compassion to help those people who really couldn't give them any business over the next couple of weeks. That was just impressive to me. And I know that's a long time for me to explain that, but that meant a lot. And it showed me the culture of your company, that you care about people, you care about consumers. And why we're interviewing you in this whole segue is you care about real estate agents succeeding in this business. And that's kind of your role. So talk to us about what you do at USA Mortgage and how you can help real estate agents who are watching this podcast and our new soon-to-be real estate agents who are going through the school. So thanks, Doug, and I'll let you talk now. So
yeah. So again, I'm Doug Hoffman. I'm the lead videographer here at USA Mortgage. So my main goal is to go and help both loan officers and agents go in and get content created so that they can promote their business however they want to be seen. And there's a lot of routes we can go that. Obviously, over the years, video has changed and developed, and there's so many different types of content out there. And what we really do on our end is we try to pride ourselves in being able to cover anything that someone is really looking for. So whether that's a small like Facebook ad, whether that's something like a podcast style video, or whether it's just like a short message, everything along those lines we can help them cover. And I've been doing this for a couple years now, and there's been a lot of different things that people have looked to do. And I always find it fun, the challenge of somebody's like, hey, I just saw this new style video, this new trend. Can we find a way to do this? And I would say about 99% of the time, my answer is always, yes, let's try this out. Let's see how this goes. And because at the end of the day, if you're staying current, you're staying relevant. And if you're staying current, more people, especially younger people, are going to be interested in what you have to say. Because the thing about mortgages, which is the big challenge, is they're not very interesting. A lot of people, when they go to get a mortgage, they are going through the process just because it's the means to get to their goal of home ownership. So if we can, along the way, make something cool or engaging, or get somebody more interested in something that is going to be the biggest financial purchase of their life, that's really important to us. And I think that's what I usually strive to do on my end.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And one of the other loan officers that we've had on our podcast, be sure and go back and watch or listen. These are both on YouTube and on our podcast, but he was telling me, I believe it was a he. I've had a couple of the ladies on as well. It could have been one of the ladies, but they were saying that USA Mortgage actually has a whole printing facility where you help with direct mail or print collateral that
Yes.
agents can send out. And now when you and I jumped on this call and I saw your green screen and your cameras and you were telling me this is what I do. I help agents succeed. Now, Doug's in the St. Louis area, which is not far from me. However, you mentioned that you actually go out in the field to other states where USA Mortgage has offices and you help
Yeah.
in those locations.
Yeah, so I think it was last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Me and our other videographer went out to West Virginia. So we had a video shoot. That one was for all four agents to be co-branded with a loan officer. So we shot 10 videos over the course of 8 hours or something along those lines. And so we've gone to West Virginia, we've gone to Ohio, I've gone to Florida, I've gone to other cities
That's neat.
in Missouri. So I love traveling. I love the meeting the new people and seeing getting to know their vision, what they're excited to shoot about, and then learning a little bit about the difference in cultures from state to state because it definitely matters because houses in Missouri
Right.
do not look like houses in Hawaii or Florida, for example. And there's
Right.
cost differences and different things that you need to be cognizant of when you're making content, which I always
Yeah.
find super super interesting because it gives you a fun challenge.
So let's just walk through this. We've got one of our students is watching right now. I'm sure many of our students are watching, hopefully, or listening, and you haven't gotten your license yet, but you're going to pass the exam next month on the first attempt, make application, get your license. What would be a video? Have you seen any agents come into USA Mortgage or call one of your loan officers? What would be a good video? Or have you seen some new agents do any kind of promos about getting in the business or
Yeah. So we have we offer like a full menu of videos that the scripts are pre-written, but you can go in and edit them and tailor them towards yourself. But one of them is an about me video, and it's awesome. It's brilliant for something like that because if you're new, a lot of people don't know you. They may know that you're a real estate agent, but they don't know about your business. They don't know about you. So what it does is it gives a good explainer of like, hey, here's who I am as a person. Here's what I like to do in my free time, and it explains about their life, whether they have kids, whether that they like to, go hang out in a lake, just what type of person they are. And then it can go into, hey, if you're looking for a home, here's what I can offer as well. So
exactly?
it's nice, it's short, it's informative, but it's not just like it doesn't just go dive straight into loans. It gives you a good personality because that's really what people want to see. They want to see you being authentic on video. And so
Exactly.
that's part of the reason I love that video. And I always recommend people start with that video.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Doug, you're producing that video, so they're going to get a good quality audio video feed and you'll give them the file. I've added my About Me video to my LinkedIn profile. You can add it to your Facebook profile somewhere or a link, put it on your website. Many of the agents watching, your broker's going to give you a website or at least a web page on their website. That's a great place to put that video. And I teach technology a lot. It's my wheelhouse. And I've been a big proponent for many years to say just what you said. Have that About Me video. People want to see your personality. They want to see something about you, and it just sets you apart from the competition. I'm sitting here thinking, why wouldn't agents take advantage of using your services? And by the way, we'll have Doug's contact information. I'm sure they could just contact you directly or
Absolutely.
yeah. But I mean, why do you think agents wouldn't take advantage of?
Here's the biggest
First of all,
holdup.
and don't get worried about video because you know what? It just have fun with it. People like it's
Yeah.
okay to make a mistake, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So the biggest hang up that most people have with doing it is Well, I think it's twofold. One, agents are very busy people. We all know this. So to take the time out of their day to go in and film, they always think it's going to be much more of an endeavor than it truly ever is. Because again, if you're not someone who wants to go in and write your own script, we have stuff already set up and you just fill in the blanks. So time is one, and that's a big holdup. But the other one, and I think it's the biggest one, is people are scared to be in front of camera, which is
Right.
very funny to me because these agents are going out and they're meeting with hundreds and hundreds of people in person all day, every day. And it is no different than being on video. But video is a funny thing in that, just like everything else, you have to practice to get better. And the good thing about coming into a studio situation like this, or having me go to a real estate office, is it doesn't have to be done in one take. You can mess up. You can mess up 100 times.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's my job. It's my passion to edit your videos so that you look professional, so that you come across in the light that you want to look like. And most people are like, oh, I'm sorry, this is going to take forever. And I would say 95% of people are finished with their videos within, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes of beginning. It's just so much easier than you think. And then another thing that's great with the setup that we have is right behind me right here is a teleprompter. So we can run the script. So you don't have to learn anything. You can just read straight down from it. You don't have to worry about memorizing anything. And all you need to focus on is coming across well on camera and, being calm and comfortable.
Right.
And that's the part that I come in. And that's what I think I really excel at, is having people come in who I've never met and making them as comfortable as possible. The best way to start something like that is to just talk to the person, make some jokes, find a little bit about them, and then go into the video. Because if you just bring somebody in, throw a mic on them, throw them in front of the camera, they're going to be nervous. But if you go in and, I share my experience always of like, oh yeah, I mean, I used to be in front of the camera. I've messed up more times than I can count, but it doesn't matter. It's the practice that makes better. Because a little bit about my background, I used to be a broadcast journalist. So I used to be on the news, where you only get one take. And there's plenty of times where I messed up there. And I've looked at many of my old takes where I messed up, and it's fun to go back and laugh at. But the thing is, you progress, you get better as you go on and on and on. The mistakes become less and less. And the more you're on video, I find, the more you fall in love with it, and the more you see how it's a great tool to get more views on you and your business.
Yeah, exactly. I'm reading and listening to this book now called The YouTube Formula. And this gentleman kind of started with YouTube back in 2006, before YouTube sold to Google 2005. And I started back then as well. And then I kind of got away a little bit from Google and I wasn't posting as much. And he kind of did the same thing, but he was talking about the next wave of billionaires, and that's with a B. He said will come out of YouTube. And he was talking about the money that some of these creators are making. But I'm telling that story, Doug, to say, a number of years ago, I was at a conference and a gentleman was talking about video, and he said something, and I sat there and thought, man, I've blown it. And what he said was, done beats perfection every time. And I sat there and thought to myself, I have not been uploading videos to YouTube for years because I thought they had to be perfect. And since that day, I've been actively putting videos online. And, I had an about me video. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. But I remember going on a listing, and the lady actually told me she watched my video on my website, and that's why she called me. So yeah, I think you're exactly right. Just practice at it, have fun with it, and just remember it. You're going to be your worst critic. So Doug's going to help you through all that process.
Yes,
and get you
that's another big thing too, is try not to be too hard on yourself. Like I said earlier, it's easy to make mistakes. It's easy to fumble. But I shot a video with a loan officer maybe, it had to have been like 2 years ago now. And we were shooting, and he messed up a couple of times. And so after we were done and we got everything the way we wanted it, he looked at me and he's like, hey, will you do me a favor and take some of those bloopers? and put him at the beginning of the video, not even the end. He goes, I want you to start the video like this. So the video started with 10 seconds of him messing up and laughing and then going into the video. And that video to this day has some of the top engagement of any videos I've ever put out, because he was being true. He was being authentic. He's like, here, look, I'm owning this. I know I'm not perfect, but I can give you a laugh. And that laugh gets people interested in the content of the video that comes after. So
Yeah,
it's a big play.
I love that. And that's cool. And that's a great idea, which is, I know your time's valuable and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I am curious, what are some cool ideas that you've seen agents doing? And also I want to kind of just tag in so I don't forget, is if someone's really worried about the camera, I presume like I could come into the studio, you could have the loan officer there that maybe I'm going to send my customers and clients to, and I could just say, hi, I'm John Mayfield. We want to talk about VA loans today. And then the loan officer could do the whole video pitch on VA loans and say, if you're interested, call John. So, I mean, I'm sure you can tailor these videos to.
I've done a lot of videos like that.
To minimize the amount of on-air video time for the agent if they're worried about FaceTime. But what are some cool things you're seeing agents doing with video?
So I've seen a lot of cool things, but one of them particularly that's cool is for those people who are not particularly fond of being on camera. We have a ton of videos that you can order that don't require you to be on camera at all. We have videos, it's got all footage and like information about the agent themselves or a particular product or something like that. And it goes through a short little video. And then at the end, it has the agent's information pop up and it gives them good contact info. So we have options. So you don't even have to be on camera if you're afraid of that. But outside of that, we've seen agents do, I think one of my favorite ones we've done is an agent just wanted to do a cooking show. That's it. And then have their agent info pop up at the end. So it was just going through a recipe, explaining, how to cook this thing. And they're like, oh, and by the way, if you like this or interested in purchasing or selling, reach out to me. Here's my info. And I love that idea. You're not really pitching anything too big or too broad that no one's going to be interested in. You're pitching something completely different and then saying at the end, oh, hey, by the way, I can help you out. And I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah. And I guess with the green screen there, you can even put a house up or a neighborhood behind them and have a sold sign in the house to say, hey, the inventory's we don't have a lot of inventory. We need listings. If you're thinking about selling, I can give you a free price evaluation and you can make it look just like you're out in the field. So.
Exactly. It's funny that you say that video, the inventory one, because I literally made that exact video where I put someone in front of a house for that exact reason. It's very funny that you bring that up because that's something that people are interested in. That's a really good thought.
Well, I want everyone that's watching, you have to contact USA Mortgage, not specifically, not just for videos and for the collateral. I mean, they can help you farm areas. And there's another piece that USA Mortgage can help you create collateral that you can send to neighborhoods. And by the way, they're going to make sure that all of the RESPA laws and all of the federal laws are covered so that themselves and you don't get in any kind of trouble as far as the amount of money and what you need to contribute and the size of all of those regulations. But not only can they help you with farming an area for listings, but they're going to help you create videos that if you then come back to some of my global real estate school courses that we offer, I can help you, and I'm doing free training as well as from live streaming, but I can help show you how you can then run that ad on an Instagram targeted for your subdivision that you're farming. So the folks at USA Mortgage, they've got great loan products. They have wonderful loan officers. They're good people. And as I mentioned at the beginning, for a company to be really concerned about helping people that they knew there was no way they could get a loan in the next 30 or 60 days. But that was okay. They wanted to help them get their lives back on track. And they have this whole program where they can counsel you on what you need to do to repair your credit and get back into the where you're qualified to buy homes. So they're good folks. And Doug, I know just visiting with you, we're going to have to do a video together. So
Hey,
I've
anytime,
enjoyed
anytime.
this. Yeah, I've enjoyed this. So, but that's the kind of stuff you'll get with USA Mortgage. Not only it's a great place to recommend your clients and customers, and for me, it's important that I have a loan officer that I can work with and I can trust and call at any time and say, hey, can you talk to these people, pre-qualify them? That's what they'll do. But here's this whole other dimension you get from USA Mortgage, videographer Doug Hoffman, and creative ideas to help you grow your business as a real estate professional. So Doug, thank you so much. This has been
Absolutely.
great.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful tools that you provide our industry, and we appreciate that so much. Again, we'll have Doug's information down below. You guys are in 47 states, I think, or
I think we're
a lot of
we're
states.
in 49 now. I think we're only missing one.
Okay, 49 states. So Global's in right now. We're getting ready to announce our 9th state. So I think all 9 of ours are covered. Call Doug. He can get you with a loan officer in your location so that you can have someone to work with to send loans to. But then maybe Doug will come out to your state and help you out in that regards too. So Doug, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All
Thanks for
right.
having me.
Thanks for watching the broadcast, everyone. Again, go out, have a great day. Share this video. Tell others about Global Real Estate School and USA Mortgage. I do want to read USA Mortgage's license number. I want to make sure I have that. 227262. They're an equal housing opportunity lender. They're good folks. Check them out and talk to them. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield, the Real Estate Tech Guy. Go out and make it a great day.
Topics discussed on this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not a commitment to lend. Additional terms and conditions apply. Interest rates and products are subject to change without notice and may or may not be available at time of commitment or lock-in. DAS Acquisition Company, LLC is not affiliated with or endorsed by any government entity or agency, including the USDA, HUD, or VA. DAS Acquisition Company, LLC, doing business as USA Mortgage, MLS number 227262, Equal Housing Opportunity.